everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den, and I know you can't see what I've made here, and it's a little bit rough around that edge, but I'm not real happy with, because I did it in a bit of a hurry, so it wasn't quite dry. But this is a bottle hanger. Whoa, you can't see it very well. I only ever buy the small bottles of Coke because we don't actually drink a real lot of it here. So, and I haven't got anything in it, but it is a box. So let's pop the bottle out of the way so I can actually show you the bottle hanger. I'm going to make mine in a Christmassy one like this. And this is it. So it's quite large in there. It measures, what is that? 2 5/8 wide by 3 3/4 inch long. And it is, how wide is it? 3/4 inch wide. So it's actually a nice size. You can pop something in there, some biscuits or sweets or whatever you'd like. You could do it for Christmas. You could put people's names on there, have it as a table favour, so people know where they're sitting around the table and all sorts of things. So that's what we're making today, and I'm calling it a bottle box treat holder. And it's for Wowza Wednesday in July. So I'm going to be using some of the new online exclusive products, and I have got the Filled with Cheer, and I'm going to use a Send in Loads of Christmas Cheer, and the Golden Greenery, which I've got the paper underneath here, which I'll show you that, which comes with dies. I didn't bring the dies over, oh dear. The dies match all of these, and it's all double stamping, see, so that goes on there, blah 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 blah. Right, so, and I've done my stamping, but I will actually find a small piece of card, which I've got there, to show you how I stamped my fern here. So that's the sets we're using, and what stamps. I've cut out the stamp, the fern, and the whatever you call that thing, bell. I couldn't even think what it was called. Isn't that terrible? So this is the paper that goes with this one, and it's really pretty. It's got gold on it and everything. Sorry about the light on there. Let's see if I can move my light back a little bit. Maybe that's a bit better. Nice pattern on the back, so it's usable all year round if you need to. The lovely ferny one there with the gold in it, and then dots on the back, so again can be used all year round. Some more ferns there that you can actually cut all of these out of the dies, and then the back of that is another one that could be used all year round. Then like diamonds on cream, very vanilla, and then that one's, so you could use that one all year round, and then it's got the fern on the back of that, and then we're back to that one, and then we've got this beautiful gold and very vanilla ferns there, and then just a plain greeny colour on the back of that one. And then we've got like stars on that one in the gold with the very vanilla, and that one is one you could use that any year, all year round if you wanted to, but it'll be nice for a lovely Christmassy one. And then you've got the lovely fern one. So that's the paper we're using, and we're actually using this paper here, because you can see I've cut off of this one. Okay, so let's pop them out of the way. Oops, doesn't want to sit up there. I don't want it all falling on the floor. I'll pop it onto this side. And we'll bring in what we need. So what we need for the actual box thing, whatever you want to call it, treat box, is that. I'm using one thing that is not current, and that's the Gilded Gems from last season. I'm not sure if they're coming back into the new mini catalogue in September, but I needed to use something to go with this, so, and I thought that those gold ones would look really nice on there, so that's what I'm using for those. Okay, so this is all we need, and there's my bells and my holly already cut out, but I will actually stamp one of those so you can see how to do it. Alright, so you're going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 11 3/4 by 5 inches. then you're going to need 2 pieces of design series paper. Now you need to make sure, if you've got a directional paper like I have, that you actually, that doesn't go together anyway, you actually cut it on the portrait side. So you want it to be 3.5 by 2.25, and you want 2 of those. Then you'll need 2 pieces that are 3.5 by 1/2 inch. Then you'll need 2 more pieces, which I don't look like I've cut those both the same size. Oh, I haven't. That's alright, we'll bring in the thing and cut that one, which are 2.25, and we want the 2.25 to be the width by 2 inches. So let's bring in my board and cut this one. So that's got to go that way by 2 inches by 2.25. Yay! I don't know why I missed cutting that one. So 2.25 by 2 inches, and then another piece that is 2.25 by 1/2 inch. Now you could put layers underneath this, but I don't think it's really necessary because it's not that big, and it's really nice to do that. Now I've got a couple of small pieces of card here that I'm going to cut out the, I haven't even got the number on this, a heartfelt punch. I'll have to get my name put on that one so I can remember what it is. Okay, so let's bring in the scoreboard and get my trusty thingy majig, whatever you call this, scoring tool. And we're going to score using the small ball, and we're going to score on the short side first. So we're going to score this at 1/2 inch. One and 1/4 inches, 3 3/4 inch, and 4.5 inches. So that's 1/2, 1 1/4, 3 3/4, 4.5. And if you turn that around, it would be exactly the same. 1/2, 1 1/4, 3 3/4, 4.5. So I'm going to turn it onto the long side now, and we're going to score this at 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 5 inches, 5 3/4, and 9.5. Okay, so that is 1/2, 1 1/4, 5, 5 3/4, and 9.5. And that's all our scoring done. Okay. So we're going to start by doing our cutting away now before we do anything else. So we want this long end, these 2 short ones on this end, the long end on this side. And we're going to cut away both of these rectangles here. Like so. Cut that nice and neat. And the one thing I forgot to bring over is my corner rounder. I found my good one. Yay! I found the good one. So I will cut this and pop it on the side here, and then you will be able to see. So we're actually going to now cut away, let me see, I think I've got the wrong instruction sheet here. We're going to cut away this section here all the way down. And we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. Okay, and now we're going to cut this square away, this tiny one on this end. And we're going to then cut up to the next one and notch it. And no, I haven't got the wrong instruction sheet. I've got the correct one. And that one there. So we're going to cut those like that. We're also going to cut these ones here and notch them. Does help if you cut that bit off first, doesn't it? Oops. I'm just going to notch this bit here as well. Oops, a little bit more there. And this one here. Okay, so that's, let me pop this down and throw them in the bin, which will have to go into the big bin today. And I'll pop that down there for a second. I'll just go and get my corner rounder. Okay, corner rounders here as well. So just remember, you need your corner rounder. Actually, I'm not sure that I need those bits. No, I don't need those bits. What am I talking about? I don't need those bits. Oops, sorry about that. We definitely don't need those ones on that end. So that's what our piece should look like. So it should look like we've got the small end here and the long end here. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to do the corner rounding and some punching. So you're going to need a 1.5 inch circle punch. And I'm going to punch this end. I'm going to put it in here so that I've got a larger piece at the back here. So I'm going to pop that in there and punch that out like so. Right, so we've got that punched out. Let's pop that on one side. And we're doing that because I want to take one of these 2.25 by 2 inch pieces and glue over the top. And I want it to dry before we punch it again. So let's get the glue moving. And I'm going to do this on the inside first. Now I'm going to do it all over because I want to make sure that it glues all the way around the edge there. So I'm making sure that this is going to be up the correct way. So I'll pop it this way so I know that I've got my direction correctly. And I'm going to pop that in there like so. I'll wipe the glue from there for now. I know I'm not going to put the other one on because I find that it's too bulky to actually punch through. I find that I don't want to damage my punch. So, okay, so we're going to now do the corner rounding on the other end piece. Get in there. My goodness, this is my good punch. Oh, what happened to it? There we go, that's better. I was just a little bit tight today. Probably like me, it's stiff. Okay, so we've done that. That bit there is going to be dry enough for me to bring in my punch now. And I'm going to punch through that again. So because I've pushed that all the way back, it will be lined up. So I just got to make sure that it's lined up all the way around and I can't see any of the green. Okay, so we've got that piece popped out like so. And I'm now going to do the same again. I'm going to pop the other one on this side here. So once again, I need to make sure that this is up the correct way. because we don't want our bells upside down, do we? Whoops, my glue is actually running out a little bit today. It's a funny old day. It rained all night and it's been very, very cold here. Okay, so while we've done that one, and you can see the same, we've got all our glue in the middle, so I'm going to just wipe my finger over that so that I don't get glue everywhere. Oops, we don't want it on there either. And we're going to leave that like that. So we're going to do our fold and burnish all our score lines. And this one here, we're going to fold and burnish the opposite way. So we know that's the inside of because of the way we've done that. So we're going to now pop all of our pieces of designer series paper onto this. So we need to make sure, oh, I didn't score those ones in the middle. What am I doing? Oops, that wasn't very clever, was it? We need to make sure that when we bring this over, this is now the front, that we have our piece here the correct way around. So bringing this so that our rounded top piece is at the top, we pop our first piece of designer series paper on in the middle. Now I'm still dripping everywhere, so I'm going to pop that on there. It's drippy day today by the looks of things. Let's squish that along. Come on, move along. There we go. So, if you don't have a directional paper, this is not necessarily to worry about. Pop that in there, like so. We're then going to turn it around to put the other piece on. So that we have our piece that we're chopping out there at the top, and we're going to then glue this piece on the other side. Now if you don't want to put one on the other side, that's fine. You don't have to. It's not like it will be seen. It just looks prettier. I did it on this one. I think it just looks more finished because you put that on the back of that piece, and you've put that on there to give this more stability. So we've done that piece. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to now turn it back this way and pop our other pieces onto this side. Not these, the one with the double pieces on it, the one with the single piece. Turn it over. And making sure I have my bells up the correct way. And once again on this one. And then with our small pieces left over, this goes on here. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that that's going to be like that. So it needs to be the same direction if you've got directional paper. So we're going to pop that onto there, like so. Okay, all our bits are stuck on now. Let me just wipe my fingers on my jeans. And I'm going to cut out the last one of this again, because that's had time to dry now. And I just don't like you could do the whole lot at once, but for me, I just find that I just don't want to damage my punch. Okay, so because as you can see, because I've done that and it's had time to dry, it's nice and clean in there, where my other one wasn't nice and clean in there. Okay, so we're going to pop that out of the way. And now we're going to glue this all together. So we're going to pop some glue on these tabs. And we're going to glue that to the side with the double pieces on it. Oops, bring her into the picture. Making sure it's nice and square on the corners. And once again on the other side, it's nice and square on that corner. Now the reason we've done the double here is to give it a bit more stability as well. So now we're going to pop glue down these pieces here. And my glue is definitely running everywhere today. My goodness. That's what happens when the room is warm and it's been cold. Oops, we don't want that glue on the other side. It's decided that it wants to siphon out a little bit. I will clean that up afterwards. So once we've done that, we'll bring that down on top and push those sides in so that we've now got a really, really nice square box. Like so. Once we've done that, we can bring that in, give it a good push down on the sides. And we can close up our box like so. So that's our box done. So while we leave that on the one side, I'm going to show you how I stamped my image. And I'm only going to do the one image for you. I'm not going to cut it out or anything. I'm going to see if I can find somewhere to put that glue so it doesn't, I can't put the pin in it. So we're going to start with the darker one. Believe it or not, we're going to start with the dark garden green, and I'm going to stamp the second image first, or the over image. So you're going to stamp that onto your paper like so, and this is not going to dry very well on here by the looks of things. So I don't know what this was. It's a piece of card. And then you're going to bring in your old olive. And then you're going to, I'm going to stamp this the other way around. So I know I've got plenty on there. And then you're going to line up this with this piece here. Over the top of the other images. Other image. And push that down. And there you have it. Now that's not a very good example, as that paper is not very good. So let's do that one more time. So we want the garden green. Found a bit of a card paper here. Garden green. Oh my goodness, that didn't even stamp out very well, did it? Let's do this again. Let's start again. Garden green. That's what happens when you pull things out of the rubbish bin. Pop that out of the way. Old olive. Let's pop that one out of the way. That's had time to dry. Pop that over the top. Excuse my head if it's in the picture. And I haven't lined that up very well, but you can actually see the two colours over the top of each other. It doesn't show up very well on the screen there, unfortunately, but in my pieces you can actually see they do look better. They do dry a lot better. So let's pop that out of the way. Let's bring in the rest of what we're doing so I can actually show you what we're doing. So we're going to cut this out of our cardstock, and we're going to cut another one out of the green cardstock, which is the old olive. And so I'm going to bring in the old olive again, I'm going to stamp this piece, the white one, with sending lots of Christmas cheer. And I'm going to pop it at the top. Yep, that looks really nice. Okay, pop that one away. We're going to cut this one in half. And with our glue going everywhere but where it's supposed to go, we're going to pop this onto here. So we get a bit of a at the top. Just get that lump out of the way of the middle of my crafting area. And then we're going to pop a little bit of glue on the bottom of this one. And that's all the gluing, hopefully, for the moment. So that is going to sit onto the front of our thing here. So I'm going to pop my things on here. Now I'm going to look at this onto this one. So I'm going to pop that on there. And I'm not worried that they come over the edge. So I'm actually going to I'm going to chop this one down. No, I'm going to chop that one down. No, I'll just leave them like that. So I'm going to pop a bit of glue onto the back of this one. So that my words still show. And the back of this one. Like so. Then my two bells are going to go here. And I'm going to glue these down as well because I don't want too much bulk. You don't want too much bulk. I know that it's not going to show. Let's move that off of there so you can see what I'm doing. And a bit more on there. And my glue is dripping everywhere. This is crazy. I haven't had the glue do this in a long time. Mind you, we haven't had so much cold weather as we've got at the present time. There we go. Alright, so once we've done that, they will now sit onto there like there, and I will get some dimensionals if I can find any. Come on, woohoo, where are you? There we go. And I'm getting low on these as well by the looks of things, but that's okay. Oops, nearly put it on upside down. And we're going to pop our little saying in the middle there like that. And a couple of these large, well, I actually put one large one there and a couple of these small ones at the top here. Oh, that wasn't very clever, was it? Don't press down so hard, you silly thing. There we go. Now I did press down a bit hard on that, didn't I? There we go. What do you think? That's a lovely little holder. It will go over a wine bottle, but because I've got a Coke bottle, I haven't got a bottle of wine on me, so, and it sits on there like so. It sits over really nicely, so it does fit over a Coke bottle. But I just think it's a lovely idea to put on the table. You could put people's names on it. All sorts of things, and you could fill this with Christmas cookies, anything, or if you're doing it for another occasion. So that's my little holder for today. It's called a bottle box treat holder, and this is Wowza Wednesday in July. So I hope you've enjoyed today's project. Sorry about the glue going everywhere. If you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. if you'd like the written tutorial for this, head down below here and you will find the link to Di's Den for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. That's my Facebook group. There you will find the written tutorial. It's a PDF and it's free to download. You just have to join the group if you're not already a member of my group. And I will see you again next week or on Sunday. Bye for now.